Hi, this is Sandro, and today I'd like to take you back to the late 1960s, early 1970s, because in the late 1960s, early 1970s, the following announcement, or something very similar to this announcement, would take place on commercial aircraft, and it would go something like this. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to flight BA 123 to New York from London Heathrow. The captain tells us that today the flight will be particularly turbulent, so if you're feeling at all sick during our crossing across the Atlantic, please reach for the air sickness bag located in the seat pocket in front of you. Open the bag, tilt your head at a 45-degree angle, and when you finish using the bag, we will be delighted to collect it from you. We will now be serving breakfast. Now, of course, they didn't say exactly those words in that particular order, but something very similar. In other words, what we're talking about here is the fact that they would consciously draw attention to the air sickness bag located in the seat pocket in front of the passenger. Now, not surprisingly, at that particular time, late 1960s, early 1970s, a lot of passengers used to be airsick, and no one quite understood why. And then during some board meeting, some bright marketing executive asked the question, why is it that we draw attention to the air sickness bag? And everyone looked at each other and scratched their heads and said something like, well, it's the thing we've always done. And isn't that true of life and business? You know, we tend to just stick to the things we've always done because someone told us that was the way that it was done, without really questioning it. And actually the purpose of a lot of these videos is because in the very early part of my career, I didn't really want to just accept the way I was being told to do things because it seemed like a lot of effort to achieve, a fairly average result. And so they took away this particular announcement, and almost overnight, passengers stopped being sick. Now, the reason I mention this to you today is because we discover in life and business that we are surrounded by people who constantly make these announcements. They are called members of the Discouragement Club, and sometimes we have that little voice on our shoulder that gives us 1,000 reasons a day why we shouldn't do something. So all I would like you to do is to focus on removing that inner voice, removing the external negative influence that you get by members of the Discouragement Club, whose sole responsibility it is in life is to stop you doing whatever it is you want to do and what you aspire to achieve, and just move everything, every conscious thought into your subconscious. And there are lots of ways that you can do that. We focus on that in the masterclass. If you'd like to join us, that would be great. But just become consciously aware of the fact that there are these negative influences. And if you remove them, it creates much, much more successful and positive outcomes. So focus on and think about the air sickness bag because it's prevalent. You see it in so many different aspects of your life and business. Become consciously aware of it, and it will make a significant difference in terms of the things you're trying to achieve.